lovers, happy 2016. It's time for another overdue wrap-up. September started with a bang, The Stranger's Child by Alan Hollinghurst, that I failed to finish. Read the first 150 pages, but it did nothing for me, so I knew I had to stop. Which is too bad because I really enjoyed The Line of Beauty by the same author. Next up were Traffic by John Ruskin, that did not impress me as much, and The Still Flea by Nikolai Leskov, that was a very fun and amusing story about a Russian Tsar who is so impressed by the English craftsmanship of a steel flea, he orders for a Russian one to be created in order to put the English one to shame. I then read a fantastic Greek graphic novel titled Αϊβαλί by Soloup that deals with the catastrophe of Smyrna in 1922 and follows the stories of 4 people whose lives irrevocably changed. I couldn't stop crying. It's heartbreaking and brilliant. Moving on to another brilliant read, but this one is set during the last months of the Second World War. Joseph Heller's anti-war classic, aptly titled Catch-22, centers around the lives of a group of soldiers of an American squadron off the coast of Italy. The main character, Yossarian, is desperately trying to get out of there alive and considers anyone who prevents him from doing that an enemy. A tragic, comic, satirical, sad, laugh out loud and absurd book that will captivate you from page 1. My next read was John Darnielle's Wolf in White Van that tells the story of Sean, a man horribly disfigured at age 17 who, in order to cope with his loneliness and isolation, creates Trace Italian, a role-playing game via mail where the players get the clues and guidelines from him to navigate a fictional world. When 2 teenagers transfer the game into the real life, things take a nasty turn. This book was wonderfully written and was an unbelievably pleasant surprise. After that, I decided to read a theatrical play, Arthur Miller's classic, The Crucible. Based on the Salem witch trials, prepare yourselves for paranoia, superstition, madness, rage, envy, and some really nasty and vengeful girls that stop at nothing. Loved it. I then picked up Moriarty by Anthony Horowitz and delved a little bit into the world of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock is nowhere to be found after an encounter with his nemesis Moriarty, whose dead body is retrieved. 2 detectives, one from the US and the other one from the UK, join forces to solve the mystery and stop a new supervillain from taking the reins of London's criminal underworld. I enjoyed it at first, but then it got a bit boring and I should change my name to Dr. Vassia Watson because that plot twist in the end, totally anticipated. Luckily, brilliance ensued in the form of The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins-Gilman. A woman is confined to her room after giving birth because of her mental frailty and slowly begins to lose her mind. I adored that. Dostoyevsky's The Meek one reminded me why I loved the men so much in my late teens. Despair, manipulation, and an awful husband make for a great story. My bookish luck continued with Edith Wharton's The Age of Innocence. Newland is engaged with a beautiful and socially appropriate May when her rebel cousin Countess Olenska shows up and he falls madly in love with her. I cried and cried and cried and then cried some more. Wharton's prose is out of this world and this novel is a masterpiece. Next up was Alex and Ada, Volume 1. A graphic novel by Jonathan Luna and Sarah Vaughn that did not disappoint. When Alex breaks up with his girlfriend, he's devastated, and to cheer him up, his grandmother makes him an unexpected birthday present, a female android, Ada. That was a fun read, and I will surely keep up with the series. After that, I moved on to Karen Joy Fowler's The Jane Austen Book Club that brought me tears of boredom. The title is pretty self-explanatory. The storyline could have been interesting, but it wasn't, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. My last read was Doris Lessing's The Fifth Child, which was incredibly good. An English couple buy a huge house and plan on having at least 6 kids, but when child number 5 proves to be quite a handful, to put it nicely, their family and social life rapidly disintegrates. Disturbing and horrid at times, but extremely thought-provoking. That's all for now. Thank you for watching and see you soon.